What's going on, everyone? Hayden here. Wanted to do this video today on whether or not it's time to quit Amazon FBA OA online arbitrage 2021. Now I'm just having a few days away in Bournemouth at the moment. Not really many views to show you because I'm sitting in a little bench away from mainstream life, because most people aren't doing YouTube as well. Most people aren't YouTubers vlogging their stuff. Anyway, I thought I'd have a few days away, but just take a few minutes to do this video because I saw a post earlier in a Facebook group, in an Amazon Facebook group, and they said, look, I've had enough, guys, it's time for me to quit, it's getting too competitive, I've had too many issues, all that sort of stuff. And we have had a few issues recently. There's been restock limits, we've had declaration of conformities, we've had a lot of IP violations going around, we've had a lot of price tagging. It's all getting a little bit competitive, but this too shall pass. I do believe that, and I wanted to give my 2 cents on sort of where we are. And once again, you know, as I say, always not an expert. This is just, you know, I've got a few things that are working for me, and then I like to share my own personal experience with you guys. So this is just some of my truths and what I see in this situation. Now, is it time for you to quit? Now, this is stemming from that guy's question, not question, he was just stating, and obviously he was looking for some sort of answers, and maybe it was like his last he made a decision, but maybe he wanted to just get them last few opinions just to see if he could finally make it through. But some of the things that I picked up on that I think that, you know, this person, you know, no names, could specifically be doing wrong is not focusing on something for long enough. Now, obviously, I don't do PL and I don't do wholesale. I'm quite open about that. I only do OA. But I assume this person did a lot of OA or does a lot of OA because they said in their post that they're stopping OA, they're stopping wholesale. I can only touch on wholesale, but coming from that experience, I'm going to give my 2 cents here. Now, straight away, right, I don't know how long this seller's been selling on Amazon in general, right, but I would assume that it's not too long, right? So assuming that it's not too long, just a few other things, I'm not going to go into them, that I picked up, but I assume they haven't been selling for too long from the sort of hints that they gave off in this post. I saw them comment to another seller and actually say they've tried private label, but blah, 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 it didn't work for some reason, right? And this isn't belittling them, by the way. This isn't me talking badly of them. This is just me expressing my opinion on what I think this seller could be doing wrong. Whether we should assess this in ourselves, you know, is a different story. So they talk that they've tried private label and it didn't work for this reason, right? They tried online arbitrage, but it didn't work for this reason. They've tried wholesale and it didn't work for this reason. Now, if you haven't sold much, if you haven't been selling on Amazon a long time, but you've tried private label, you've tried online arbitrage, you've tried wholesale, and you can't make any of them work whatsoever in the slightest, you know, not even in the slightest, maybe they did get it working in the slightest, but it doesn't feel like it's working in general. I would say the problem there with this particular seller, from what I can see from an outside perspective, I think the problem is that they're not giving it long enough. They're not giving it long enough. They're not giving one thing long enough. I only do OA, and could I be doing wholesale and making a lot of money? Yes. Could I be doing PL and making a lot of money? Yes. Why am I doing just wholesale? Because that's the decision that I made in myself. I didn't want to have a massive business just doing selling on Amazon personally. It's one of my income streams, and it's helping me doing something else, which is building a brand off Amazon now, a product brand. You know, we'll be selling that from our website. Could I be doing the other methods? Yes. But the point I'm trying to get in this video is that people don't focus long enough. Specifically, a lot of sellers that I see, he's jumped about too much. He or she, I'm not sure if it's he or she, they've jumped about from one method to another method to another method. Shiny penny syndrome. It's as soon as it started to get a little bit tough, they've dived out of it. They've given up, from my perspective, from what I see, and they've tried to go into something else. And that says, once again, not talking badly about that person, because we're all learning stuff all the time. But if they're not sticking to one method, which I believe you should do, by the way, to go all in, I personally believe that to get real results, you need to either be doing OA all in, you need to be doing wholesale all in, or you need to be doing private label all in, you need to be doing a brand all in. One of them, not doing all of them, but straight away the fact that they're doing wholesale and OA is a red flag to me, unless you've been doing this years and years and years and years and years, but in which case you'll probably end up just doing one of them too, you know. I've chosen to do OA specifically because I don't want to grow any bigger. I want to keep it as it is. It's a nice little income whilst I'm doing other stuff. If I was doing this long term, I'd probably be doing wholesale, getting brand deals, and going all in on that, and then I would get rid of OA. Do you see what I mean? That's a red flag to me, and the fact that they've jumped around in all these different things says to me that as soon as it gets a bit tough, as soon as too much stock gets price tanked, they give up rather than figuring out systems and processes, in which case they should be getting more stock, having better systems to getting better stuff, not giving up and trying to find better stores, finding better virtual assistants, finding better ways of sourcing deals. They've got leaks in their business that they're not attending to. They're just looking at the whole business and the whole selling method as in general, rather than sorting out their leaks and filling in their gaps within their business. Therefore, they're giving up on that and then trying another thing. Then they end up finding themselves trying to do OA and wholesale at the same time, and then they think, oh, have I missed out on private label? And then they try and go back to that, and now they're just overwhelmed with the whole process, and they assume that Amazon doesn't work, when obviously we all know that Amazon works. It's usually down to the seller. Now look, Amazon has got a few issues going on. Obviously we all know that, right? And it's frustrating. But I do believe that this too shall pass. And it's not a game for the faint-hearted. And look, by the way, leading on from this question, by the way, is it the right time, you know, for you to quit or for me to quit or others to quit? I think it's not the best business model in the world. Online arbitrage is definitely not. Wholesale on Amazon is definitely not. And a lot of the time, private label is definitely not. That's my honest opinion, right? I think there's a lot of easier businesses out there to do, but do I think there's still a massive opportunity? Am I happy with my income on Amazon? Yes. Will I be doing it for the foreseeable future whilst I'm building my, you know, other stuff as well? Yes. Is it a nice income that I've got? Yes. So there's a few things to take into account, but you know, if you're really struggling and you keep trying and it just frustrates you day after day after day after day after day and you're not getting anything out of it, then, you know, you've got to ask yourself, you know, do you, you know, as I say, it's not the best or the easiest or the most lucrative business model. Maybe it's not right for you, and that's okay, you know. But if you know that you do want to do it and you're going back to your original goals, and it's not about whether you do want to do it or you want to try other opportunities, if you think this personally is for you, this sole business here, then going back to that seller earlier, then his problem, from what I see, is the fact that he just needs to laser focus on one strategy, one method, and stop getting distracted by other things. Stop expecting it to be easier. Stop expecting it to be easier, and just carry on doing what he was doing, and start filling in the gaps rather than you know, looking around at too many different things. And that's what I see. And you know, as I say, a few years' time, if I'm completely honest, my brand will probably be on Amazon, but our main focus will be off it, and that's just. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It's just personally, I can see other opportunities elsewhere to get bigger, but a lot of people don't want to get much bigger. So if this opportunity is for you, then it's just about finding a way around the issues, rather than assuming that there's always a better method, you know, a better method. And there could be, depending on what you want, depending on your circumstances. So make sure you liked the video and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Get back to the holiday. Well, holiday, Bournemouth.